Welcome to the small Welsh village of Markham. We are stood outside Chippy 501. Yeah, you know who owns this. Let's go say hi to Gezi Price. Wow, he's actually on the job. Do you actually do this?
I'm here all the time.
I'm impressed. I'm really impressed.
Chuck a glove.
Oh, I'm going to have a go. I'll have a little go. Okay, okay, fine. So just
on your right hand. On your right hand, yeah.
Okay. What am I going to do? The big fish?
If you want, grab it like by the tail with your three fingers like that.
Okay. Do you have a big fish special, by the way?
Well, we not a big fish, but we're going to do it.
You should do.
Put it into the batter.
In here? What, just chuck it in?
No, yeah, don't keep hold of it.
Okay.
So make sure, and then both sides.
Ah, okay, got you.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
That's it. And then just drop it in really slow.
Oh, God. Okay.
Like, see, that's it.
That?
Yeah, and away from you like that, and that's it.
And then put my hand in?
Drop it. Put your hand in. Throw in the oil. That's it, just drop it.
Battered fingers, anyone?
No. A couple of minutes and it'll be done.
Wow.
Do you take card? Yes, what?
Oh, you're asking me, do I take cards? Yeah, I can serve. I mean, I've got nothing on. Do I take card? Do we take card?
Yeah, we do take
Apple Pay, yeah, we'll take, all major credit cards.
I'll try and work it still, but what are you after? They travel from miles away and hoping to get a glimpse of me in here, and I'm in here quite often, so if you want to come up, I'm always in here. That's it, it's cooked. We've already got a couple in there. And then, just put it in. Wallop. The big fish.
I love that. The big fish is done. Talk to us about Cardiff back in 2023, 2 years ago. Night of your life, pretty much, considering. I mean, I know obviously you've won the Worlds, but I mean, that was just something phenomenal, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I actually won Nottingham that year as well, so good omen.
Okay,
so I've just won Nottingham.
Written in the stars.
Cardiff next. Yes, it's nice to win anyway, especially this year because the crowd have been right on my side, and feels like I'm playing in Cardiff every week. But to go to Cardiff tomorrow and get another nightly win, the points are vital, but to give something back to Cardiff, where I know I don't play in Wales that often, once a year, so it'll be good for me.
If you could sell in one sentence Chippy 501, what would you say?
Best kebabs in South Wales, best rissoles in South Wales, and the freshest chips.
And you get served it by Gerwyn Price.
Come on. Battering fish like I batter the players.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cardiff, are you ready to welcome Wales' two-time World Cup champion, ladies and gentlemen, the Iceman!
I walk through the rain with a smile on my face because I've been through worse. They see us on the come up, so you take a runner. Man, I see them take
that is a pleasing display.
What a feeling it is right now by Gezi Price.
You know me, Mr. Keep it going, keep it rolling with the homies. You said you got it worse, you better show me. Hold me back, that's that. Black tracksuit, black hoodie in the gap. I cause damage with a man. I'm a savage when I'm under attack. It's like that if you hold me back.
Gerwyn Price flexing his muscles.
Black hoodie in the gap. I cause damage with a man. I'm a savage when I'm under attack.
He's a fierce contender, this Gezi.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live on Sky Sport from the great city of Cardiff. This is the BetMGM Premier League. Time to meet the players. It's time for you to welcome home a two-time Wales World Cup champion, 3 Grand Slam titles, a World Grand Prix champion, a Premier League finalist, and a former champion of the world! The Iceman, Gerwyn! champion of the world, Voltage, Rob.
Before we head to the semis here in Cardiff, and we have a homecoming for Gerwyn Price, our only Welsh stop of the Premier League season. I'm sure he wishes there were many more. Wow. For Price, night winner last time out in Nottingham. That a second weekly win across the first 6 weeks for him. And Price is looking to maintain his playoff push here. Only made it to finals night once, by the way. That was the year he was, well, favourite to win the whole thing. And Gerwyn, of course, ended up beating him in that final at the O2 Arena. Well, Rob Cross, he's been there a couple of times, hasn't he? Not for a while, though. And Voltage starts the night outside looking in. 4 semi-final appearances across the first 6 weeks. Not gone further than that. Well, his first hurdle here is Gerwyn Price, who has this Cardiff crowd right behind him. Let's see who can book their spot in the second semi-final then and join John Part and Rod Studd.
Thank you, Emma. Yes, Rob Cross must feel like an Englishman abroad here. This is Gerwyn Price's stage. He won here in Cardiff a couple of years ago. He won last week in Nottingham. Can the Welshman keep on rolling in the Premier League, or will Rob Cross spring a big surprise? Voltage, well, we get to watch the match in the company of that guy, a man who can switch effortlessly from passively terrifying to incredibly genial. It's Professor John Part.
Well, yes, and Rob Cross isn't meaning to be genial tonight. He's walked into it here, and so much support, and it's such a great venue with the most volume per capita of any Premier League venue, perhaps. And they're all behind Price, and Cross, he's got to just focus on his game. He's very businesslike in any case. He can be prone to some slow starts. You try to avoid that here, you would think. But you are what you are, and gets stronger into matches, Rob does. But you don't want to get behind this man in Gerwyn Price. He's just been too good at taking his chances at every bit of asking.
46.
Well, Gerwyn Price's match record in the Prem in Cardiff, he's played 7, won 5, lost 2. He was KO'd in the quarters in 2022 when he capsized to James Wade. He won in 23, beating Dobie, Van Gerwen and Aspinall. And last year, he beat Aspinall and he beat Cross in the semi-final before losing to Michael Smith. He won that game against Cross 6 legs to 2 with 102 average. And he starts favourite again here, Gerwyn Price.
On 40.
Well, a really terrific visit there for Rob to kind of make sure he's going to get the first poke in and out. And this leg he started.
81. Robbie required 94.
Well, this to hold throw and take the opening leg. Voltage looking at 94. Looking at treble 18, can't find it. Will it be a double-double? No, he hosts hunting the treble 20 with his opponent not on a finish. He's got some time.
He was a bit too cautious and careful there, and he's ended up not being on a double. That's what happens when you're not completely committed to finishing in the same visit.
I'll hazard a guess he's on a double here after one dart. 17 the target. little nod. Double 16. May need to find it with Price on a 3-dart combo. He hasn't found it. Well, it's been a shoddy end to the leg by the former world champ here, John.
And this is the sort of thing Price has really excelled at. Timing.
74.
A little too much adrenaline, and you can understand it given the atmosphere here. He needs to settle down a bit himself.
Price over clubs on tops, and Price now hoping Cross misses again. He's missed 4 at that target in this leg. We saw a grin, now we see a sneer. John Parch styling. And Rob Cross, in the end, does get the job done in leg 1, eventually.
When the darts are near, you need a sneer.
83.
Not only darting analysis, but poetry from the professor this evening. Well, Gerwyn Price has a pretty decent Premier League record. He's won 8 nightly competitions in 3 seasons, in 54 attempts. And looking through the Rob Cross record of nightly competitions in the Premier League, this is 2nd season under this format, and I thought, crikey, he hasn't won any. This is 23rd attempt to win a nightly comp here, Rob Cross, and he hasn't won any so far. He's had 3 runners-up spots in 22 previous attempts. Not a great record. Surprisingly poor.
40.
And with a player, the quality of titles on his CV, you wouldn't think it would be that big a rarity or an exclusion even.
I was surprised, John, I have to admit.
Yes.
But I suppose you might argue the counter-argument would be, well, because Littler and Humphries and Van Gerwen hop most of the nightly wins, or have done in the last few seasons, it's not much room for anyone else to get their snout in the trough.
Yeah, it's still very surprising, and a good point you've made there. It's something where maybe he's well aware of that himself. I don't think it becomes a factor really until you get down into a final, but you must have some amount of frustration associated with playing in these nights.
Went for 619s. Gerwyn couldn't find the first treble 19.
64.
And Rob Cross now looking at 80 to double his money at the start of this contest.
And just business-like, he'll ignore the booze. And, of course, the longer he takes, that's what he does. But the booze get louder, and he failed to launch that dart. It couldn't get past that higher dart in the treble, or in the 20, but it wasn't anywhere near the tops.
That's not near enough either. The single 20 afforded Price the opportunity to go tops, and he couldn't complete the task. Both men on double top, but Rob Cross with 3 in hand here to go 2 up on the Welshman. Double 10. Well, my word. Oh, he gets there in the end, but it wasn't convincing until the last dart, that's for sure.
Well, what it lacked in being convincing, it delivered a punch. That would have been a good stern punch to the gut of Gerwyn Price there, where he was thinking, okay, I'm surely getting a shot after that. The way the dart was thrown at double 10, I didn't think Rob Cross would pull that double 5 in the way he did.
59.
Certainly would be disappointed, Price, and he's in a bit of trouble now. I mean, it's only 2-0, but he's kind of got to get his game going here. And Rob is, as I mentioned at the start, he's a slow start. He's getting better as this is going. And
you say it's only 2-0, John, but we should factor in that Cross has the darts here in the odd-numbered legs too, so that really underlines the advantage, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it does, especially when you're a player that gets better as the match proceeds.
Well, if Cross is to break his nightly duck in the Premier League tonight, he's going to have to do it a pretty tough way, because Gerwyn Price, the first hurdle, and then the second hurdle will be the league leader and defending Premier League champion Luke the Nuke Littler, who has beaten Nathan Aspinall to reach the semi-finals and cement his position on top of the league ladder. He didn't want to tee up the bullseye beard. He's got an opponent that's way back, so Rob Cross happy to leave himself his favourite, or one of his favourite doubles, double 18.
133.
Well, it makes sense. Didn't really enjoy the tops in the last one. Got down to double 5. So go back to your favorite. Hopefully that falls in easily. Every double he's gone for tonight, it's been a lot of work, but at least this time it was in the one visit.
Well, Rob Cross has had the luxury of a dozen darts at double in this match so far. Succeeded with 3 of those attempts, and Gerwyn Price under the cosh here, under pressure early on in the piece. Averaging under 84, the Welshman. It's an under par display from the Iceman. Things looking far from nice for the ice early on.
81.
No 9-darter here for Rob. He's done it. He didn't Brighton, but this is an attack of the throw, perhaps. He gets a 140. 2 big troubles here, Cross, and he'll get himself a chance at yet another break of throw. But now he'll have to hope he just leaves the 170, which he does. And he will be back for it. Yes. Price needs some real good setup play here.
And he's getting it, John, and no mistake.
Boy, I would have liked to see a 170 there to leave double 8, but
I was going to say is arguably his best visit of the match, but then he rather bodged the last dart and he's left 33. He will get a poke at that, but he'd much rather
57.
be coming back for the single 14, which would have left tops for the last dart. Or the double 14 for double 12. He gets there anyway. He gets to double 6. He finishes, and Gerwyn Price is on the board, and he milks it. He milks it, all right. Will that turn the tungsten tide, John, or is it just a mirage?
Does it help relax him a little bit? Does it allow him to maybe settle into a more aggressive Price that gets the wins, that attacks? He's being too much the host here rather than the main attraction.
Well, at 3-0 to Rob Cross, it seemed as though Gerwyn Price had his chips early on, but he's still in this match. And can he produce when the chips are down, John? He can. A maximum.
Great attack. Rob, who had been scoring well, not doing so here. 9 darts down to 290. It's all Price now. He's taking a breath, doesn't want to make any mistakes, and he's found his focus, you'd have to say, by that visit especially.
All things being equal, he should break here, the Welshman, and that'll get him back within a single leg of Cross. Double 10. Double 5. And there it is. Gerwyn Price gets the break. Back within one, has the darts to level.
And Gerwyn Price's fans will like that celebration a lot better than the one where he was kind of laughing about him winning a leg in the last leg. But all of a sudden, we're back on the throw. And Price will still need to get a break of throw, but he'd love to get this leg and keep the run going. And run right into a break of throw in the next.
Wales were walloped by England at the nearby Millennium Stadium in the Six Nations over the weekend, and it seemed as though we were going to see a repeat dose from Cross against Price early on as Cross romped into a 3-0 advantage, but it looks a lot different now, doesn't it? The complexion of this match has changed.
Yeah, the more Price gets anything going at all, the harder the audience will be to deal with.
Well, he's starting to fire now, isn't he? And it was, you'd have to say, always fairly unlikely in front of his adoring public, the passionate Welsh crowd, that Price would fold like a deck chair. And he's bounced back here. Cross hits the maximum. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. For double 16 for a whopper.
127. Rob, you require 60.
Well, they're going to try and help Rob with his finish here. Not really, but he won't rush himself. He knows it doesn't help the audience situation, but he just focuses right through it and gets that tops, and there's a yell. He's up 4-2 now. It probably gets the break of throw back there. It didn't have that feel in the leg at all.
No, it didn't. And a couple of visits there, maybe 30-second passage of play, John, that could be absolutely pivotal in the final analysis. Price coming so close to the 1-4-3 out, missing double 16, and then Cross ignoring the hullabaloo to check out 60 to extend his lead to 4-2.
Absolutely, and Cross ignoring Price's 1-6-2 a few turns before that, coming back with a 180. Speaking of which, he's still dishing him out. Much of the wind that was in the Price sails has settled down, and very calm seas at the moment for Rob Cross as he goes for another 180 in the leg.
Well, he is rattling in the maximums. That's 3 now in quick succession from Voltage. Now wants 98 for an 11 or 12 dart leg here.
Price is going to have to come through on one of these 2 big treble outshots, and you can't get the first one on this occasion.
So now 40 points separating Rob Cross from a 5-2 lead over the hometown hero. And a cacophony of noise which Cross ignores and walks straight through the storm to go 5-2 up.
In the first few legs of the match, when he was actually winning the legs, Rob was having trouble on doubles. Now he's getting them at first crack in the last little while, which is going to be very concerning for Price. Price must get down to the double first if he's to come back here. And we've seen a comeback from 4-1. It was MVG versus Luke Humphreys.
Indeed.
Won 5 straight legs to get out of that. And the Welsh crowd here obviously hoping Price can do something the same.
Yeah, Rob Cross early on the piece, as John alludes to, was 3 for 12 on double, and since then he's banged in the next 2. So as John says, he's found the Midas touch on the outer ring, and he needs one more now to wrap this up in short time.
Yeah, in particular on that top, those 2 the first at double were tops, and very surprised if he ends up anywhere else with the success he's had there, just in fillet.
77. On 40. Going to 127.
Well, no need for this, so it's a setup visit. He'll be disappointed if he doesn't get a treble on this dart.
53.
Very much so, because he's left some work to do. Might only get 1 dart for double. And an essential hold of throw leg. Well, I mean, to keep the match going.
Well, Gerwyn Price has hiked his average from the mid to high 80s up into the mid 90s, but it's not going to be enough. Or it doesn't look like it will be anyway. Went for 54 for 20. Now wants tops, the Welshman, to stay afloat. 5-3, but Rob Cross has the darts here in the 9th. He'll have them in the 11th too. Price must win 3 straight to get the W.
There's the opening that Price would have hoped for, 100 or less from his opponent. He's already found a little bit of an inroad in the attack there. Price, their first one in. You'll be disappointed not to follow.
Rob Cross is trying to reach a 4th consecutive Premier League semi-final this evening, having reached the Final 4 in Nottingham, where he lost to Littler, in Brighton, where he lost to Aspinall, and Exeter, where he lost to Humphreys. It would be Littler next for the winner of this match. Price here has given himself a chance here to get back to 5-4, and he would have the darts from the 10th to level. This game not done yet.
Now he's got a nice 6 darts. He probably doesn't need them though. I think I would have went straight to treble 20 that second dart, Rod, because he was obviously very careful though not to miss higher than the tops.
Yeah, it was a half-hearted tops attempt.
It was sort of like, I'll put it near it, and if it happens to go in, I'll stay there.
Well, he'll be going in it this time. That's the plan. There it is. No problem at all for the Iceman. Now he's starting to flow. Now he's starting to go. He's only one adrift. And he has the darts here in the 10th to square it off. Send us into a decider where the fans will be in a frenzy behind their man.
And nothing easy about this match for Rob Cross to try and get across the line. In a way, you feel Price favored now from 5-4 down.
I'm prepared to agree that he's favourite for this leg, John, but I'm not going any further. Because Price would still have to break the cross throw, remember, in the decider.
Well, I misspoke a bit. I'm not sure that Price is favored, but the Welsh are favored because they're involving themselves here.
Well, he looks a different man, doesn't he, now?
I think he has the belief that he holds here. He can have the attacking leg he needs. Maybe a 12-dart leg, a 12-dart effort to wrap it up, the comeback.
The raw aggression of this fiery Welshman. And the flames still burning. Cross way back here.
He does leave a finish, though. A 160, and he's looked good on those treble 20s, so this probably needs to go if you're Price, just so you don't have to worry about it.
And this is for the match. It's a long shot, but it is a shot. Another there to tee up tops to win it for Cross. Couldn't get it there. Never up, never in, Rob. Gerwyn Price, normally Mostardo on the top of the shot. And still, it's all square. 5 apiece, John Park.
Well, Rob Cross, he's going to be feeling it right now, and a little tension in that release, and it's costing him getting trebles. Already in trouble here, already in charge, you feel, is Price.
Gerwyn Price has been 3 legs adrift twice in this match at 0-3 and 2-5. And now it's 1 leg of 501 for a place in the semis.
That was a big 3rd dart from Price there to get the treble 19.
And this is like being back at the old Arms Park about 40 years ago with Wales on top against England. Price now is starting to roar. Well, he's got a huge Welsh crowd right behind him, riding the waves with him. And Rob Cross cannot find a treble, cannot find the target, and suddenly it's Rob Cross who's gone to pieces here.
He leaves the big fish, and we want him to serve it to us.
Will he? He won't. It's not frying tonight. But nonetheless, John, he's put himself in great shape.
Well, he's avoided a battering, though, Rod, you'd have to admit.
I would. But now, is there one last twist in this tail? That leaves the fish. Leaves the fish, but it may not matter. Price for the match now. There it is. Double 18 to come off the canvas to KO voltage. Well, match start missed, but Rob Cross, when he was 3-0 up early on, could not have envisaged he'd have to take out the big fish to win this match.
Well, he had a chance at 160 to win the match, but he didn't get the second dart in the treble. He does here. It's a bullseye for the most improbable of finishes.
You cannot believe what you are watching here. He looked like he'd won it, then he looked like he'd lost it, and then he's won it in the most sensational of circumstances. Rob Cross reels in the big fish. Gerwyn Price has had his chips, and Rob Cross is through. 6-5 to tee up a tie with Luke the Newt Littler. What a game that was. A Premier League classic finale, and it's voltage who disappoints the home fans and sends the Welshman packing here. The Iceman melts, Price wins, Price loses, Cross wins, Cross lit the next. But first, our first semi-final.